Hey guys, welcome back to McDougal's Mind. It's Mike here. So it's been almost a year since my last update. It was January 24th of 2022 was my last video I uploaded to the channel. And to give you guys a quick recap on why it's been so long, almost a full year. And I know that's a terrible way to try and grow and, get my name out there. But there's two things that happened this year. First part was just plain and simple burnout between my job and trying to do all the animation and everything on my own. Just it got to me, so I'm not even gonna try and hide that. It did get to me. Second thing, and those of you in my personal life already know this, that I, I had one heck of a medical procedure just a few months back at the end of September, because it's now December the 2nd. So I had some major surgery on my spinal column. Had a pretty bad accident in the gym, so we'll just leave it at that. Bad stuff happened, but also some really good stuff happened. And I had a trip to Ireland earlier this year. So that's your three big things on what happened, why I haven't been posting. And my trip to Ireland, guys, was incredible. I was there for almost 2 weeks. It was 10 days. Let me rephrase this. It was 10 nights, 11 days I was in Ireland. And I stayed in Dublin and traveled everywhere I could. Saw as much as I could. I loved every minute of it, and I plan on going back. Uh, my surgery was unexpected, so I was planning on going back to Ireland in 3 years when I turned 40. That's going to be pushed back now because I have a massive amount of medical bills and my normal bills are piling up. And if you guys know anything about medical leave from work, depending on what you sign up for in your health care and all, you get quite a bit of reduced pay, and we'll leave it at that. But let's talk about the trip to Ireland because that's a positive and I had a great time. I'm going to warn you guys, I'm going to show you two videos, one of Ireland and something later on in this quick update video. I can't hear the music, I can't hear the volume of how high everything is, so if it's loud, I apologize. Earphone users, get ready. Oop, I'm hitting wrong buttons here. Sorry, not the video. I apologize if this is getting overshadowed. Alright, move on from that. Hopefully you guys are enjoying this. Yeah, look at that scene right there. Absolutely beautiful. I wish I could go back to Ireland. Again, this is the Giant's Causeway. This is not Wholesome Moor. I don't have the video ready of the Wholesome Moor right now, so let's move on. With all that talked and said, guys, I love Ireland. I will eventually go back. Oh my god, my heart is there right now. Moving forward. So I did my first true collab, guys. My brother Natanis Likens, he has a YouTube channel. focuses specifically on Minecraft builds. So if you're a big fan of Minecraft and Minecraft builds, he doesn't do too much of the adventuring stuff, guys. I mean, he does a little bit, don't get me wrong, but he's more into the building and technical aspects that I never was. I was the adventurer when we played. So he built the bases, I fought the skeletons. That's just what we did. And I just point the microphone, my bad. But I did my first collaboration. He gave me some stuff, some items and all, his avatar, and I chose to do animation work for him. So I'll give you guys a quick glimpse. I'm not going to play everything, and this is the second video that I was talking about. Again, I can't hear the audio, so if it's too loud, my apologies. My gosh. If you guys know anything about OBS, there are these, what looks like a play button next to your media sources, and every time I look at it, I'm like, oh, the play button, click, and you have to click the freaking little eyeball. So, there we go. And again, everything on here is his design, guys. I did not come up with any of the design on this, it's all his. I just took what he gave me and I animated it. Came up with this quick, this is what it is, animation. I'm not going to play it all because that's something specifically for his channel. So if you want to see the full animation, guys, go check out his channel. Link's going to be in the description of this video. So check him out, say hi, give him a like, give him a subscribe, be nice. That was my first true collaboration, working with someone else's ideas and me animating them. There's another smaller animation I did with a like button. That's up to him when he uses it, but as of right now, I don't think he's used it. But go check out his videos, guys. Again, that is my real life brother. We are blood brothers. So, yo, Natanis, go give him a quick warm welcome and a hug and a subscribe, please. Moving forward, guys. So, we're going to talk about some recent pop culture entertainment news, and I'm kind of in that spectrum. At least I'd like to be in that spectrum because, and I'm doing this weird jazz hands thing that I can't stop apparently. In the pop culture spectrum, people like me that want to get our names out there, get our stories, our artwork and everything for the masses rather, to consume as content, if you want to put it like that, which I hate saying it like that, but it is what it is. But we're going to talk about this right here. Isom, Rippaverse, which was created by Eric July. He did pretty much all the work by himself, and then he's got the editors and the artists. My apologies, gentlemen, I don't know which one you guys are, but obviously you've got Eric July, Cliff Richards, and Gabe Teeb. I don't know how to say his last name. My apologies, Gabe. But here, I'll let you guys see. Those are the names. But this is just the first issue, and it's going to be a while for the second issue, from what I understand. It was pretty phenomenal, and the comic book itself was a little bit more pricey than the average comic books, because you guys can't see it, but out in the hallway over here, I have a whole stack of old and new comics, compendiums and everything, and I probably have 10 times the amount of anything else in Batman, which I'm a huge Batman fan. Should be pretty obvious from a Batman collection right here. So everything you're seeing right there on that top, for you guys, right shelf, yeah, it's all Batman, because he is my favorite, and I stand by that. But yeah, Eric July's Isom issue 1 was fantastic. I like the story, I like the characters. There's a whole bunch of stuff going on in there that I want to know more about. And I'm not going to be one of those crazy conspiracy people, trying to pick apart his story so I can be on top of being the first. I just want to enjoy this, guys. Like, we're getting this weird part of our culture where we dissect everything, and I don't know. As a content creator, and I know I'm not the greatest out there, like, if people were to stop and pick apart everything I do, they would find so many flaws in everything because I'm not a master at anything, but I'm trying my best at everything, if that makes any sense. So, hats off to you, Eric July. Well done with the Rippaverse launch, and my gosh. Buy me a Ferrari, please. Thank you. Moving forward, guys, future plans for McDougal's Mind, or rather my animation company as a whole. This is kind of a two-part fold, and I'll get into the later half later on. But the first half of it is like Eric July, who is, I don't want to say amateur level because he is now a millionaire from the launch of the Rippaverse. But people like him that don't have a name like DC or Marvel or even Dark Horse and all those others, if I could get like even a sliver of a chance to work with him to animate stuff, that is my end goal. And that is the stuff I want to do. And, you know, thinking on a much broader scale, you know, 20 years from now, the stuff I'd love to do, work with Disney, work with Studio Ghibli. Several big names come to mind, like Hideo Kojima. If you guys are familiar with Silent Hill, Death Stranding, Metal Gear Solid, which my avatar, Colonel McDougal, is based off of a Metal Gear Solid universe character. And yeah, I would probably, Hideo Kojima would be my go-to. Like if I could work with him and animate, like make a Death Stranding cartoon or a Silent Hill cartoon or even a Metal Gear cartoon, which I know Metal Gear and Silent Hill are with shoot, what's the company? Konami. They're with Konami, so Hideo Kojima can't touch them. But if I could, guys, that is what I would do. But I don't want to work with Konami. I want to work with Hideo Kojima or Hideo. I am not Japanese and I am a simple American. I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. My apologies. Moving forward. So again, we'll get into the second half of what I want to do with my animation work and where it's going later on. But next, let's talk about a different subject, guys. These videos I do where I update you and talk about stuff. Part of the burnout I had earlier this year, if you guys have ever looked up to celebrities, and not even like Hollywood celebrities or, you know, musical artist celebrities, people like just podcast people, commentators, if you will, here on YouTube. If you've ever looked up to them and then realized you don't ever want to meet them in real life because they're a bunch of jerks, that was part of my burnout earlier this year. And I'm not going to get into specifics. I'm not going to call anybody out because that's not what I want to do on this channel. But I realized earlier this year that there was a pretty large group of people I looked up to and I wanted to be a part of. They're not good people. And that, I mean, it is what it is. If you guys know who I'm talking about and can figure it out, and you like them, by all means, enjoy them, have fun. But no, I don't want to be a part of that world anymore. I want people to come together, you know. Don't want to get into politics, but I understand people that have different political views than what I do want to watch cartoons, animation, anime, and enjoy it just like I do. So it is what it is, guys. Let's move on from that. And yeah. So with that said, going back to the Cowboy Bebop video I made, I'm not going to do stuff like that anymore. I'm not going to get into the political. I'm not going to get into tearing apart people trying to radicalize stuff that I hold dear to my heart. Because if you guys know, Cowboy Bebop was one of the main contributors to me creating Chain Shadow Strife, which in a kind of like a weird way, Chain Shadow Strife is a mixture of Cowboy Bebop, and I would say more Battle Angel, or here in the West it's known as Alita. Probably two of the biggest animes in my life, you know, outside of like the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. Obviously Naruto is one of my probably is my absolute favorite, and I'll just claim it is my favorite. And then a whole bunch of others like Rurouni Kenshin is up there, probably just under Naruto. And for those of you that want to bring up the issue of Rurouni Kenshin, I'm well aware of it. I don't condone anything that author did, so let's push him aside and focus on the fictional characters that had nothing to do with the author. Moving on. So these videos I want to do, guys, what are some ideas for videos I can do? Like, because I like doing these update videos. I like talking about stuff. I like talking about pop culture. And me personally, some of the ideas I have is talking about animation itself, like the making of, the styles of the animators themselves, like well-known animators. Um, we could talk about stuff like that. I am not the most knowledgeable in that aspect because if you guys have been watching my videos for any amount of time, you should know I was never classically trained. I never went to college for art of any type. I didn't even in my high school, grades 9 through 12. I didn't take art at all. In fact, the last art class, if you even want to call it that, was when I was in middle school or junior high, whatever you call it, 7th grade. So yeah, I'm 37 now. That was around 25 years ago was my last art class, if you want to call it that. So it is what it is. Moving forward, guys, I just want to make videos where I feel like I can interact with you guys, because if you're waiting for me to post an episode, it's going to be a long time in between each episode, because as of right now, I literally do everything on my own. There is no one helping me do any of this. So outside of the software I've bought and the music license I have to use the music I use, it's is what it is, guys. So with that, we'll lead into the next topic and what I was alluding to earlier, talking about where I want to go and what I want to do with my animations and all. The second episode, guys, is for right now. I don't know when I'm going to have it ready. As of right now, it is probably 35% of the way done. And that's being liberal, because if you want to be technical about it, probably 18% of that is the intro from the first episode. All I did was add 2 more little sequences to it, because if you watch the first episode of Chain Shadow Strife, I introduced a new character towards the end, and he is going to be a part of the main cast, so he has his own little thing in the intro. So the intro was already done, but I added something for him specifically so you know the character more. And yeah, so it's gonna take a while, guys. And this episode was supposed to be pretty basic, where it's just the 5 of them sitting around talking about stuff, and I got kind of bored with that concept of them just sitting around talking about stuff. So some of the things they bring up that I wasn't going to animate, which they're going to be a few, I don't want to spoil anything, but a few characters from later on that are going to be introduced that the characters have run-ins with, and they're talking about these run-ins, and I'm thinking I'm going to animate a little bit of those run-ins. Some are going to be action-packed, some are going to be more in a romantic sense, so it's not going to be super action. It's going to be kind of people going on dates, people hanging out in like a coffee shop talking, almost like a weird episode of Friends, but in anime style, like a slice of life type. So yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to talk about, guys. Obviously, the episode 2 didn't come out on July the 4th, earlier this year, 2022. So just is what it is, guys. I'm not gonna put a date on this because life happens, and I'm not gonna be one of those guys that life happens and I kick people to the curb because I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing. I'm not that kind of person. Like, if someone's struggling with something, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing and I'm gonna help them, and just the way I am, guys. So cut me some slack on that. I try not to let myself get side railed with like video games, and I don't have a drive to do anything. Like, I kick myself in the butt a lot to get stuff done. Uh, like, I probably should have focused more on making episode 2 instead of doing a collab with my brother, because it was my idea. I just asked him for the stuff he'd like me to animate, and went from there. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. You know, if I have to work more hours at work, and that's another thing I forgot to bring up earlier. At my specific job, right before I had my injury, I had just gotten a promotion. So I think I was promoted for like 2 weeks, and then I hurt myself and couldn't work anymore. So I haven't been to work since the beginning of August, and here we are in December, which I'm hoping to be back at work soon. All depends on medical stuff. I still have some issues trying to walk around. If you guys can see my back has a huge medical scar on it, and it just is what it is, guys. So I'm taking the time I have right now where I can focus on being here on my computer, which doesn't require much physicalness, versus, you know, going outside and hiking and walking around because my back just can't handle it. I'm expecting probably a minimum of 2 weeks from now. We'll see what the doctor says to try and go back to work. But as of right now, you know, it's December the 2nd. My back still is pretty well messed up. So hopefully in 2 weeks, it'll loosen up. Physical therapy has helped a lot trying to loosen it up, but it's still not to where it would be to do my manual labor job. So it is what it is, guys. Again, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for listening to me rant and talking about all this stuff, guys. And hopefully in the future, I can expand what I'm doing here, because I'm trying to put everything I have into this, guys. If I'm not at work, I'm at my computer, that computer right there, doing this work. And it just is what it is, guys. And I'm doing everything I can to get my name out there. And I think my animations are doing pretty well. I don't have anything rendered out that I could show you guys that uh, I've gone back and fixed some of the stuff in what I currently have for episode 2. Because earlier this year, when I last was working on it, I was suffering from pretty bad burnout. So I let some really bad artwork go through in the animations, and it just looked crummy. So I've done this past week is just fix those, get some better, I don't know what you guys want to call it, it's better artwork in the animation, because again, I was suffering from burnout earlier this year, and I just wasn't carrying on what my artwork looked like. I was just people don't know any better. Ooh, that was not smart. Okay, we'll cut it there, guys. I'm going off on a tangent. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
Messing around.